Good morning. Welcome to Sunday's Early Morning Intuitive Guidance. As you can tell, I'm back in my own digs, so this time we should have decent reception and not lose me in the middle, lose all of you in the middle. So I'm Dr. Bonnie Nussbaum, here with some words of wisdom to start your day off well on this fine Sunday. And we'll give it a minute for people to start popping on, but I'm intrigued by our card and a new opportunity with this same information. Good morning, Peggy. Glad you're the first one on today. Jonelle coming in right on your heels. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Sunday. Good morning, Abigail. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Everybody rolling in. This is good. And so we have an opportunity to take another perspective on something we've just talked about recently, which I always think is a heads up that we're needing work on that. Good morning, Carolyn. Welcome. And so the universe is giving us an opportunity to take another look at this. And take another look is what's triggering off this thought. The retreat that I went to for a day and a half, sponsored by the Episcopal Diocese of Northern Michigan, which is a fabulous group of folks, was on discernment. And it was amazing. It was amazing. So I gathered all kinds of good information that I can slowly impart to all of us again. And what I love about that is when I teach something, when I talk it through with those who are listening, it helps me process it in an additional way. So very useful stuff for me. Good morning, Carolyn. Good morning. In terms of the talk I'm going to be giving shortly, I think it's on the 12th, for 9th or 12th, one of the two, 12th I think, about what have we learned for a year and a half in doing this affordable housing project. What can I help people learn from other faith communities so they don't have to bang their heads against all the same walls that we have. So, and then I had a church reach out to me saying, hey, we'd love to talk to you and get some guidance from you about how do we do this and do this well. So I kind of feel like a new career path is being born here. How cool is this? But this particular card, again, know that we are revisiting it for a reason. Good morning, Cindy. Glad you are here. I think you're going to appreciate this card. And that the more we can view this as, oh, and not we've failed, here we are again, why are we doing this again? But we've managed to traverse one of the outer layers of this particular onion, and now we're moving in. And we're moving in, and we're moving in, and they're getting meatier and juicier. We're getting to the root, the core of the onion. This is good. This is wonderful. It's opportunity. So, rubbing my hands at this opportunity. So let's, as always, start with the breath. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Love that feeling. In through the nose, out through the mouth. It reminds me of being at the retreat center yesterday, and although I was disappointed that I didn't get to do YEMIG outside because it was still dark, duh, Bonnie. When I was done doing the YEMIG and ate some breakfast and whatever else, I decided to go walk their labyrinth. They have this beautiful little labyrinth. Good morning, Gwen. Glad you're here. And as I walked down the path to the labyrinth, the sun was shining on the labyrinth, and right in the middle was a little red fox. And he looked up at me, went, ooh, human, turned around and ran. But it was just this cool opportunity to see this little red fox. So I'm actually going to, let's do it together. Why not? I'm going to grab my little animal book, Spirit Animals, Pocket Guide to Spirit Animals by Stephen Farmer. And we're going to look up fox. Let's see what the message was for all of us there. Because I always feel like when I'm doing these things, I'm doing them on behalf of all of us. Fox. Trust your intuition and beware of someone you're involved with who's attempting to trick you in some way. And again, people do stuff out of habit and out of old wounds. It doesn't necessarily mean this person is being diabolical. It may just mean they're trying to survive, and in that effort, doing something that may not be totally on the up and up. Your intelligence and ingenuity are more useful right now than confrontation and righteousness. That'll fit kind of well with our card. It is better for you to remain in the background and exert an influence from that position than to take an active leadership role. And with the discernment process, that's very true. It's not rushing to a solution. It's not saying to people, here's what you ought to do. It's let's sit with this. Let's sit with this discomfort and allow it to begin to work its way through. I think about my friend Sue, whose son is a jeweler. And when people bring in wads of necklaces all twisted together, what does he do? Does he start ripping and pulling and tearing? No. He lays it out on a cloth and he looks at it, and then he'll put a finger on it and he'll roll a little corner, and then he'll move to another place and he'll roll a little corner. And it's all about teasing out, where are the openings? Where is the give that allows this thing to open up into what they're meant to be? Individual necklaces. So, yes, it's assume the best about people. Does that mean give them latitude to hurt you? No, but assume the best. Assume they're doing the best they can with what they have, and even if it looks like a hot mess to you, and even if it's hurtful to you, keep in mind, hurt people hurt people. Yes, so take time. We all do that stuff. Have there been times when I've been snarky and inappropriate and downright mean? Yes. I want to claim that history, that dubious history, because then I can do something about it. That is certainly not the person I want to be. Good morning, Linda. So let's finish up this card, and then this reading about Fox. It's best to blend into your surroundings, move with stealth, and keep your intentions to yourself. But be honest with yourself about, are these the highest intentions? Am I in a lower vibration of I'm going to get back at them, or am I rising above that tit-for-tat crap and staying in as high a vibration as I can? It is important at this time to break out of your social conditioning and express yourself more freely. And that's going to fit beautifully with today's card. Yes, and we just keep working on it. Good morning, Mel. Glad you're here. Welcome. So, cut yourself a little slack. We are human beings. We are not perfect. Never have been, never will be. Spiritually, we are perfect. Divinely, we are perfect. Humanly, we are flawed. Can we embrace that? Can we allow that? Can we own our warts and all? All right? So that's the little deal on Fox, which I thought was so interesting that Fox popped up. But our card for today, and I was surprised that this deck continues to present itself to us. I figured today we'd have a different deck, but no, more on the power of surrender. More on the power of surrender, of letting go, of allowing, of stepping into our curious observer and saying, I'm wondering where this path is going to take me. I'll keep stepping forward in faith, but isn't it interesting? Here's where we're at. So, isn't it interesting? Here's where we're at. Again, surrender low self-esteem. Surrender low self-esteem. And I love that flower and the vibrancy of that flower, because we are all vibrant flowers within. All right? So let's read it. Nice deep breath in and out. And then I have a couple things to share after I read the card, a couple things to share from the retreat this weekend that was just awesome. You deserve success, love, and abundance. Set an intention to identify and release any remnants of low self-esteem. The I don't deserve stuff. Let that go. Let that go. It does not serve you. And when I say let that go, know that I know it's not the, okay, I'm done with that. It's again, the onion cycling through the layers and layers and layers of the onion. First, we're out in the paper layers. It's more of a superficial. Thank you, Cindy, for posting our card today. It's more of a superficial looking at things and peeling off those papery layers of the onion. And then we start to get into the meat of things, don't we? And that's when things get more uncomfortable. And for people who have vastly overvalued comfort, we tend to then veer away from those meatier layers of the onion. I'm encouraging us, stay with it. Stay with it. Be willing to do a deep dive. That's what this weekend was, the whole thing. And listening to the people around the circle, and I don't know how many, I didn't count, 30-something people there from all different Episcopal churches in northern Michigan, but also people from other faiths. People from other faiths were there. How cool is that? It was truly an interfaith thing. Loved it. Loved it. Loved it. So, being willing to be with the discomfort. So when there was a woman across the room from me, you could see she was wrestling mightily with, she was an older woman, with many of the things that she had been taught, and asking the questions of the presenters in terms of kind of the, well, tell me how to do this. And the one man who is a Franciscan from New York City, smiling this beautiful little smile. He reminds me of Opie Taylor. He's this very little boy, facial features. He is a powerhouse. That little Opie smile belies a fierce intellect. And it's so much fun watching him do his work, his mission, his path in life. But he basically said to her, there are no answers. There's no right answers. Discernment is sitting with this discomfort and working your way through to what works best for me right now. He said, discernment isn't a one and done. It's ongoing. We do this our entire lives. And yes, there are the people who have been trained by our society to kind of skim the surface of this whole thing. I'm just going to skim the surface and that's good enough for me, thanks. It really isn't good enough for you. You deserve better. You deserve the willingness to sit with the discomfort of I don't know and just allow that to be. Good morning, Diane. Glad you're here. Just allowing that to be. Be with the discomfort of uncertainty. Be with the discomfort of I don't know. Be with the discomfort of, ooh, they told me I didn't deserve because I'm of color, I'm a woman, I'm whatever, I'm poor, I'm whatever label they stuck on you that made you feel like you were less than, you didn't deserve. So, one of the quotes I want to give you for today to augment our stuff is from Carl Jung. And again, another brilliant mind. Let me tell it to you, and then let's unpack it a bit. We routinely walk around in shoes too small. We routinely walk around in shoes too small. In other words, we're walking this life path, and we are meant to be far more than what we've allowed ourselves to be. Far more than what we've allowed ourselves to be. Yes, and Cindy, I'm going to comment on that. I want us all to be thinking about little kids and how little kid brains work. They are concrete. Thank you for posting that, Cindy. I love that. We are concrete thinkers when we're little. So adults will say stuff to us that's meant to have abstraction in it. We're meant to, the same with the stuff in the Bible. There's much in there that's meant to be abstract. There are parables that are meant to teach us something. Not meant to be taken literally, but what are the nuggets of gold that are buried in this story? Yes, the program is still running in you, but you keep dismantling it. You keep taking the batteries out of that battery pack. You keep taking a look at it with the little quirked eyebrows, like, do I really believe this anymore? Challenge it. Call it up. Allow it to keep popping up, because the more it pops up, the more we look at it, the more we can address it, and pretty soon it becomes more and more diffused. the batteries truly are taken out of it. Does it mean that never again in our lifetime will that particular thing pop up? No, but it certainly doesn't pack the wallop it used to, right? And often we can say, I recognize you, I know how you try to lead me astray. I see you, I ain't going there. I'm done with this. And the sooner we catch it, the sooner we can shift. Think about it as all that programming, that childhood programming, being like autopilot. We've turned on the autopilot, we're humming along, I don't deserve, and all of a sudden something will mess up the autopilot and we'll go, wait a minute. I deserve to be paid as much as he's getting paid. We're doing the same job. Why shouldn't I be paid the same as he's getting paid? And in fact, I've been here longer. I deserve to be. And unless we ask, unless we put it out there, systems are often too happy to just keep going along. So I had a conversation with someone yesterday who has been doing her work for the church gratis. Others have been doing the similar kind of work and they're getting paid. And she's not happy about it. And I basically said to her, when you choose to address this directly with them, bring it up again. And we had a meeting earlier this week where actually someone held a group's feet to the fire. Like, I've brought this up multiple times and it still isn't addressed and I'm frustrated. Very clear, very direct. We need these people. The people who will call out the stuff. Good morning, Cheryl. And then can we sit in the discomfort of, okay, but who's going to take this on? And how are we going to do this? And let's discern, what is it that we really want to do with this? Let's talk about it. What are the pros and cons of doing this stuff? Discernment. And the presenter was talking about the difference between strategic planning and discernment. And that little nugget I'm going to save for our future because I really want to hit a little bit more with this, surrendering the low self-esteem. It's so important that we do this. And how many of us talk ourselves out of it? Like, well, it's not that big a deal. Do I really want to stir things up? Let's just go along to get along. No. We are done with go along to get along. It's time to begin speaking up. I've been doing this work for a year and I have not been compensated for it. I see Joe Blow doing this work and being compensated for it. I would really like to be compensated for my work. Who speaks next? You don't need to justify why. You don't need to spell out all of what you've been doing. You just need to say, I would like to be compensated for my work. And wait for a reply. And so we walked through some things in the car. If the reply was, well, right now we don't have room in the budget for that. Do you drop it and walk away? Hopefully not. Opportunities would be, okay, when would you like to revisit this with me? I'll put it on my calendar and bring it up again. Or, I hear that you don't have it in your budget right now to pay me what I'm worth. What could you compensate me with? And again, it wouldn't have to be money necessarily. Maybe it's other things. Maybe it's inclusion for free in a bunch of things that otherwise this person would pay for. Who knows what it will be? But unless she opens her mouth, the likelihood that she's going to be compensated is low. This is opportunity, and that's how I framed it. This is opportunity to step out there, speak up, claim what is yours. If other people are being compensated for their work, why are you choosing not to be? And all the games we play in our head around that. Well, it's a church and, they don't have a whole lot of money and blah, blah, blah. And, I'm barely scraping by, but, all the stuff. Surrender low self-esteem. You as a human being deserve to take up your space in the world. You as a human being deserve to claim what is rightfully yours. There's more, really, and again, there's more than enough to go around. So let go of that bullshit about, well, if I have more, then someone else has less. No, no, no. Yes, you're serving the Lord. And here's the next thing. Here's the next one. And Brother Thomas said this, and I was like, that is so cool. And trade out the word God. If you're not comfortable with the word God, trade it out. Spirit, universe, whatever. I like spirit, so I'm going to read it with spirit. He said God. First, I'll read it with him. God is not about efficiency. God is about growth and discernment. God is not about efficiency. God is about growth and discernment. Spirit is not about efficiency. Spirit is about growth and discernment. So the gist is, don't fall into, well, we're going to do this and we're going to do this fast and we're going to do this. Here's the most logical path to get there. No. We want to do the discernment, the heart and soul of this thing, not the logic. Remember, we've talked about this before, right? The logic needs to serve, be the faithful servant of the heart and soul. It's not driving the bus. Logic is not meant to drive the bus. It can be helpful. So if the big vision is housing, if the big vision is housing, somewhere along the line, the logistics will come into play. How many units? How are we going to do this? How will we fund it? Blah, blah, blah. But he also said, Brother Thomas, amazing. Our dreams die when we put practicalities on them too soon. Our dreams die when we put practicalities on them too soon. So this is Brother Thomas Stephenson. Amazing man. Our dreams die when we put practicalities on them too soon. So allow the discernment process. Play around with the dreams. Have fun with the dreams. Play in Technicolor. Do the stuff. There will come a point where you feel that level of shift, and it's time then to move into, and how are we going to do this? But remember, my tome, which is, how is not your problem? Thank you for posting that, Cindy. Yes. How is not our problem? Why is what we need to be focusing on. Why are we doing this in the first place? That is the discernment. That's the discernment. Why are we doing this? Because if we haven't made our whys big enough, we'll peter out, we'll fall off. We won't finish the project. Why has to be looming in front of us to help us through and around and over the obstacles. Perceived obstacles. Because again, they are designed to hone our craft, to make us better, to get us stronger, to get to the other side, right? It's all in divine right order and divine right timing. So I'm hoping some of those ideas are helpful to you in terms of surrendering low self-esteem. God didn't put you here to doubt yourself, or to feel like you don't deserve, or that you're not enough, or that your contribution isn't important. We had this little exercise that we did where we each went and picked a piece of a clear, whatever it was. In my day, it would have been called cellophane. I don't know what they call it now, but all different colors. There were all different colors. Pick one. And then we got together in groups to make a stained glass window. We all had the same directions. I think there ended up being like 6 to 8 of them. They were all so different. It was amazing. One group made like a bouquet out of all of their different colors. One group, ours, we grabbed things from the room, including cattail fronds and leaves and all kinds of other stuff, and bunched things up. Some people laid their stuff flat. Some people made a literal window. Some people made one that looked like an African mask. Amazing, the creativity. And they all looked different, despite all groups having had the same directions. It was very cool. So, again, the practicalities. Your practicality of here's how I foresee us doing this. Every brain in that room, here's how I foresee us doing this. Let's put all those foreseeings on the table and kind of discern among them. Well, let's take this from this one, and this from this one, and this from this one, and now we've done this much, and now let's discern some more. Awesome stuff. So, your mission for today should you choose to accept it, is try on solid self-esteem. Try it on. To begin with, you're going to feel like you're pretending. It's kind of like when you try to change your clothing style and you put on the new clothes and you feel like, I don't know if I'm comfortable in these. And then you wear them for a while and pretty soon they're like your second skin. Try it on. Practice. Practice, practice, practice. In the dream. Be in the dream. Don't jump to the practicalities. Be in the dream. Be in the dream. So, have an awesome day. Enjoy dealing with self-esteem issues. Take it on. God doesn't make junk. God doesn't make junk. You belong here. You belong taking up your space. You belong speaking your truth. All of that is important. Have an awesome Sunday. We'll see you again tomorrow. Remember, you're capable of far more than you think you are. Bye-bye.